Hi guys, welcome back to my channel one more time. Today I want to do a story time slash get ready with me. It's actually really late at night. I'm not going anywhere, but I figured I could still do like a little get ready with me. I want to open up about something that happened. You guys probably know by the title of this video, honestly. It's the time that NF. I didn't fully finish what I was going to say here, but I just wanted to tell you guys that it was the one time that NF messaged me back on Facebook. If you guys don't know who NF, he actually was become like really popular these past few years. He's a rapper. I think I started listening to him in 2015, and I remember he was really dark in the, like the sense that he would rap. Let me go ahead and get started, because then I'll just gibber and jabber on the whole time and not get ready. I'm gonna probably start with my eyes because I want to do like a colorful eye look for you guys. So I want to do that. I just have a little bit of mascara on, and I kind of have an eyebrow on because I went to work today. So this is what I usually do for work, just go really simple. So I'm going to start off with just some concealer on my eyelids. I used to listen to NF back when, in 2015, I remember I was going through a really hard time mentally, and it kind of felt like he was the one who understood me. I don't remember where I heard of him. He was a smaller artist, so it wasn't like he was like popping or anything. I was going through just a really hard time mentally, like who am I? I was a teen parent. I had one kid, I think, or I might have had both of them already, because it was like in 2015 that I started listening to him. Yeah, so I might have had both of them because I had Aaliyah in 2015. I remember having Aaliyah and not being okay. I'm pretty sure I went through like postpartum depression. My mind felt really dark, and I felt like nobody understood me. There was people there for me, because I mean I had a boyfriend, but it was like, I remember he like left me. I was like 9 months pregnant, and then I had my daughter, and he was kind of like, I guess we're back on type of thing. But I never got the closure that I needed, if that makes sense. It was kind of like he broke up with me, completely broke my heart, and then just kind of ignored the fact that he did that. So it was really hard on me. I was really going through this time of like, who is Leslie? What does she stand for? What am I gonna do with my life if this person's not there for me, you know, like they were? So I started to plan kind of like an escape with all of this. I decided to move back with my mom. Mind you, I moved miles and miles away from my mom. Throughout those deep times, NF was the person that I listened to, and he just got me like on a really deep level. I feel like not a lot of people could understand, because not a lot of people grew up in the household that I was growing up in. And I remember I would listen to like Wake Up. That's what it was called. Wake Up was a really dark one. It also just like kind of got me in a mood of like, okay, I'm living in a really dark situation right now, but I also don't always have to stay that way, because like the way he was just like rapped was kind of desiring to get out of the dark place that he was in. He sung a lot about like his trauma. A lot of my hurt that I was going through at that time was a lot of insecurities that I had growing up, which you have to target your traumas if you ever want to heal the right way. And I feel like his music really took me back to that place of like the hurt in me. You have to be careful though in those times, because you can really become a victim. I noticed that myself. I'm not saying that, you know, enough as a person that's what you want to do. I set my eyelids with just a banana powder. I'm gonna go into the Carly Bible palettes by Carly Bible, and she partnered with Anastasia to do this palette. I'm gonna go in with Chai, which is this shade right here. He got a lot of like backlash from parents because his songs were like really dark. He calls himself like a Christian rapper. It's like angry parents that were like, how can you call yourself Christian if this is what you sing about? And so it was really hard on him. I remember he would like often comment about it and his music and stuff. My family was just going through a really hard time in general. My brother was a drug addict. I was a teen mom, and we were all dealing with our mental health issues. So I decided to move back. It was like this whole like revelation for me of like moving back with my family and just escaping from what I thought I couldn't escape from. Not that like my relationship was abusive or anything. It was definitely toxic. I knew that I just kind of had to get away from that and just really focus on like myself. Like looking back on it, I'm so thankful that I did. I'm so glad I'm calling my mom, my siblings and stuff, or like, I need to get out of here, I need help. I'm gonna use Bible, just this one, with just like the same brush. We'll see where this goes, guys, because I don't know where it's going. I thought my life was kind of gonna look up. I went through a lot, like, I can do this, I can get through this. I knew my mom was having a hard time with one of my brothers because he was going through like drug addiction. If you know about drug addiction and family, it really does affect everyone in the house. Eventually ended up going to jail and getting himself in some really big, deep trouble. And so by this point, it was 2016, come out with his new album, and I remember listening to it, and he had released some other songs. I believe it was like Mansion, which was really hit home. And I remember listening to it a few times. I have two brothers, so I had one that was a drug addict and was going through a really hard time. And then I have another brother, which is my oldest brother. I didn't know then what he was going through, but he was going through some really hard mental health issues. And the fact that I'm even talking about this right now is really hard for me, but I know that I have to talk about it because it's part of me. It's part of my story. He's part of me. And so I know it's hard, but I want you guys to know, like, I'm okay. It's been 4 years. I'm okay. I remember showing him this song, Mansion by NF, and I remember we literally loved that song because it spoke to our souls. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Steve, which is this like beautiful color right here. I'm just gonna do that same color kind of like everywhere where I've been putting everything else. I kind of just do this technique where I just kind of keep blending till I feel like I'm okay. My family really didn't know about mental health. We didn't really talk about our mental health. It was kind of something that kind of like swept under the rug, sadly. My brother ended up committing suicide, and it was one of the hardest times of my life. I can personally say it. I remember literally feeling like I could not make it through that day, through that week, through that month. Eventually it came like a year, and I remember talking about it on my vlogs, actually, to some of my older vlogs. I tried to be like inspirational and stuff, but I was really hurt, and I could tell, like, going back, I've made some of those videos private personally because it's hard for me to watch myself even like talk about it because I knew like I was so hurt. We were able to get my brother's phone and kind of go through it. I found on his pictures and his videos like one of the last things that he had filmed on his phone, and it wasn't even about himself. It was just like our front porch area. There was like a tree on the side. There was light coming down from the moon. It was like dark, but you could see the light of the moon glistening like out in the trees. And there's a little bit of wind, and you could see like kind of the trees like swaying back and forth. And in the back was the Mansion song by NF. And so I remember seeing that, and I was like, I can never listen to NF again. Like, I can never listen to that song again. It was so difficult to even watch the whole video, and I think it was just because it was like one of the last videos that he had filmed on his phone, and I knew how he felt. I knew what he was going through, not like on the exact level that he was feeling it. And I'm not going to go into detail about what happened in this video, but I just want to give you guys like a backtrack of what caused me to send these messages to NF. I was going through a really difficult time with my brother's passing. I felt like once again NF was the only person who could understand the pain that I had. I just felt like this little thing that was telling me like, oh, just message him, because I had so much like on my mind. Even if he never read it, I just felt like messaging him and like having that kind of lifted off my chest would help me. So I messaged him. I remember I started the message with, my brother committed suicide. So I sent that message in September. My brother passed away in April, so it was about 5 months after he passed away. I read it, so I'll put it up on the screen because I just don't want to like read it out loud. It hurts to read, so I don't want to read it. I'll just put it up on the screen for you guys to read it. You guys can pause the video if you guys want to like read it all the way through. I could explain to him how I tried to help my brother. He had released a song, and I remember whenever he released this song, I literally sat there and cried. It was called How Could You Leave Us? And it was for his mom that died of an overdose, and he's just kind of singing to her like, how could you leave us? If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. In a way, I was kind of like mad that he had left us, and like, how could he leave us? Like, how could you choose to leave us? It was a very selfish feeling because I knew like he was very vulnerable and very hurt at that moment. So I don't feel like that anymore, guys. I told him about my brother that, you know, was a drug addict. So I messaged him, not thinking that he was ever gonna message me back. It's NF, he would never. So I'm gonna go in with Bowie. I don't know, that's the name, but I'm gonna go in with this. He messaged me back, guys, and he kind of just said like, I'm sorry that you went through all that. Like I remember he said something about like praying that my life gets better, and he thanked me for the support that I was giving him, listening to his music. I was so shocked that he messaged me back. I've come on here to also give you guys an update about my life and where I'm at. It's been 4 years since I lost my brother. A year after that, I ended my relationship with my baby daddy, which was also really, really hard. In those times, like, those were the years that I thought my life was over. The emotional pain that I was going through was so heavy. It was so heavy. Where I kept telling myself like, I can't make it, I can't make it. I don't remember who told me this, but I remember somebody was like, one day at a time, just face what you're going through. One thing that helped me, I've told you guys this many times, but I'm spiritual. So I believe that there's a good and a bad. It was kind of like I was expected to like live a really hard life. I was abused. I was now a single mom with 2 kids. I had lost my brother. I lost a lot. I told myself, I know the devil, what he wanted was for me to live an even worse life, a bitter life of like sadness and anger. And I knew that's what he wanted. So I was really fighting for a happy life. If you talk to anybody in my life, anybody that's close to me, I always tell them that the only reason I keep going is to one day tell them that like I did my best to be happy on earth. It was kind of like my way of revenge, because I knew with everything that had gone in my life, everyone just wanted me to fail. I think 2017 was the year that I really decided to live a happy life, get my mental health in order. Wow, this is so pretty. That's OA, and it's this really sparkly thing right here. I'm just putting it on with my finger. It's been 3 years of self-journey. I haven't been in a relationship. I told myself I wouldn't get into a relationship unless I felt like I was truly, genuinely ready for one. And I know that all the struggles and hardships have made me who I am. And NF wouldn't be NF without his struggles. Although at those moments, in those times, we want to take them away. We want the pain to go away. We wouldn't become the people that we are without those struggles. It's also important for you to be kind to yourself. So I'm just gonna continue on my base. So I'm putting a little bit of the Tarte concealer on and blending this out. I really like this look. I don't usually do smoky looks like this at all. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation using 312 Golden. I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlight back onto my face. So I'm not gonna do any contouring like I usually do. Go in and set my under eyes. I'm gonna set my foundation with a little bit of this Fenty, so dirty, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in Honey. I'm gonna mix a little bit of this Laura Mercier translucent powder, but it's the glow powder. We'll see if it makes a difference or not. Oh, there is a little bit of a glow. I'm just going to bronze up my face, the Phenom one, and it's the Glamour Bronze. I believe they still have it, it's just different packaging. Take a fluffy brush and kind of just contour my nose a little bit. I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. This is a Makeup Revolution blush in Rose Kiss. I'm going to go in with a little bit of setting spray. Alright guys, so I'm going to go off camera to do my eyebrows because you guys know I hate doing my eyebrows on camera. And then I'm also going to do my mascara. If you guys are wondering what mascara I love, it's the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. Favorite mascara ever. Wow, what a brow can do for a girl. Okay, so with the Carly Bible palette, I'm probably just going to take Bowie, which is this dark brown right here, and just smoke that out. Carly Bible has also really helped me in my little spiritual journey as well as my mental health journey. She's just so positive. For lips, I'm just gonna use an eyeliner pencil. Go in with whatever brown you want. It's an eyeshadow, guys. So go in with your eyeshadow. Line your lips. So now we're gonna go in with lip gloss. Use whatever lip gloss you have. I'm just using this one because it's the closest one to me. I feel like I need to change my top because it's like a knit, like a grandma. Okay, so I just went with a white top like this. I changed the earrings. Didn't know what I was really going for whenever I first started the video. Now that I have the whole vibe, I'm getting into character. It's my favorite thing to do. I'm gonna use a Moo to highlight my nose. A little bit of that on my Cupid's bow. And then I'm gonna use Aura. I'm gonna use this one to the inside of the eyes. I'm gonna use Ollie. I think that's what it's called. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but this is what the eyes look like. That I'm usually not like a shimmery person, like a really matte person. I don't like to highlight. I feel like this is old Leslie. Oh my god, I remember when I started YouTube, I would love to do like these crazy looks for you guys, and I could sit all night and like do videos and edit them for you guys and upload them. So I definitely feel like I'm old Leslie with like my side. Oh my god, that really does bring some sort of comfort, because I didn't even think I was gonna go for this look today. Kind of just reminds me of why I started my YouTube channel, and it was kind of to just get away from my reality for a while. It just makes me feel really close to my brother in a way. He always wanted me to succeed. On his letter to his family, he put that he wanted us to be happy, to live a good life. That's exactly what I plan to do with my life. So, okay guys, so I know I'm doing my makeup in this video. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, how are you holding it together? How is she doing her makeup and talking about what's going on? And I feel like if I'm doing my makeup, I feel like I have a reason not to be as emotional as I am. But I also want you guys to know that I spent the last 4 years of this really hard time in my life healing those hurts of what I've been through. I remember that broken girl that messaged an F. These past few days have been really hard for me. These past few weeks have been really hard for me. But I always stick to the core of who I am and why I'm here. Whenever you're battling a fight in your mind, those are like the hardest. You're literally fighting a battle that nobody can see. You don't know if anybody understands you, begging for help, but you don't know how to do it. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to get out of bed, go to counseling, talk to your therapist. It's so important to take care of yourself, because if not, you can literally sink so deep. Maybe you don't want to get help. You feel like you're just done. You don't feel anything. I wish I could just kind of like pull you and reel you in. I miss my brother every day. I know that the reason why my family went through what they went through isn't just so that we could sweep it under the rug and move on with our lives. No, it's so that we could speak up and educate people about mental health and what's really going on in the mind. We've seen too many people take their own lives. There's phone numbers that you can call if you really feel like you are done with life. Please, whatever you're facing, if you're ready to do it, all I ask you to do is to call the hotline. You can text, you can call, talk to somebody. I know it feels like nobody understands you, and it's better off if you just end it all, those voices in your head, the feelings that you're feeling. You're not crazy. There's people out there who want to talk to you. Total strangers are sometimes easier to talk to than your family and people around you. I understand. Call that hotline if you are somebody who thinks that they are to that point. If you're somebody dealing with mental health issues, maybe you're not suicidal, you're just going through depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, please get medical help, go to a counselor. A lot of these things, we just need some help, and that's okay. And if you're somebody who's not dealing with any of those things, you know, you're probably wondering, well, what can I do? Educate yourself, read some articles, find the numbers, the hotline, the text numbers. Just put it out there that you are somebody that your friends, your family can reach out to if they're ever having these thoughts, how you can respond to somebody if they're maybe coming to you with maybe not like, hey, I'm suicidal, but hey, I'm struggling with these thoughts. How do you deal with that? How do you handle that? It's so important to do that, because imagine somebody coming to you and you're just like, you know. I will say this, whenever my brother passed away, the night before he passed away, he actually confided in somebody who was a friend. And if you know me personally, if you know me, my family personally, somebody might pop into your head that was his best friend. And I'm not referring to that friend, because that was his like best friend. I'm referring to a different person who referred to him as their best friend, but we truly now know that that was no friend of his. I'm not gonna mention names, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna sit here and bash them. We went through his phone a little after he passed away, and we noticed that this person had actually told him to kill himself. He confided in this person, and I don't know exactly like what happened, what was going on, but there's no reason to sit and tell your friend or use that against them. I don't know if that's what triggered him to do it, but I swear this person came after, like they were there like literally consistently, like a few days after his death, saying stuff like, I loved him so much, he was my best friend, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, this person told him to kill himself. I remember reading the messages, and we caught it a little after he passed away. She knew about it, we made it known, and clearly she was guilty because of how she reacted to it. She blocked us on everything, unfriended us. The hood in me, the ratchet in me really wanted to pop off. I still see this girl around, and trust me whenever I tell you that sometimes my emotions get the best of me and I want to explode and be like, why did you do that? Why did you say those things? I hope it's a lesson to you guys to educate yourselves and to truly take it seriously. If somebody confides in you, don't ever use it against them. Don't say, oh, well then kill yourself, or just go ahead and kill yourself, or you know what, you've pissed me off, why don't you just kill yourself, you're not good for anything. If somebody truly confides in you, please, 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 please don't answer them like that. And I know she has to live with herself every single day of her life, knowing that she typed those words and she sent that message. He did it a few hours after she sent those messages. And I leave the rest up to God. Your words are powerful. I hope you guys took this video like I wanted to put it out there. I don't ever want my videos to come off as heavy, because I want you guys to know that I've dealt with it. I'm okay. And that's why it's taking me so long to talk about these things. Sometimes like I'll bring it up here and there. Don't just do it like out of anger, out of bitterness. Don't just do it out of like, oh, I want people to know what I went through. I couldn't imagine coming on here 4 years ago and talking about the things that I did today. I would have been very bitter, very hurt, not said the right words, not given off the right energy. I don't want likes from this video. I don't want subscriptions from this video. I just want you guys to truly see my heart and where I'm coming from. Hope that you guys see the genuine growth and recovery. So with that being said, I'm not gonna say anything that I usually say. I'm simply just gonna say goodbye to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Honestly, if you watched till the end, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I'll talk to you guys later.